Don't forget to click that subscribe and bell icon to receive a notification each time I upload a new video. Hello and welcome to our, the first double Q&A session.
Triple.
Well, there is somebody else here.
He was supposed to sit up and say hello, but he's completely worn out and he's having a little lie down.
Yeah, bless him, bless him. So yeah, we asked everybody for questions for a Q&A session because we haven't done one for a long, long time. In fact, we've never done one together, or all three of us together. So we thought we would do one today. So there was lots and lots of questions, more questions than we could possibly answer in a reasonable length of time. So we probably are going to have to do Q&A part 2 and possibly Q&A part 3.
Excitement.
Yeah. Obviously, there were quite a few questions that were repeated. So we'll do our best to go through. So what I've done is just to make it fair, I've randomly, I've printed off a selection of comments and I've put them in a pot.
Is that a soup boiler for the microwave?
Yes, so we will randomly choose a question.
Excuse the ring round the inside.
Yeah, don't draw attention to it. So we will randomly choose one and then we will answer it.
Yes.
And then move on to the next one. So that's the only way really we can do it.
Do you want to delve in first?
You delve in first then.
Okay.
Okay, so say who it is.
It's like a lottery, this, isn't it?
It is. So if there's more than one question, So if there's more than one question, we'll see when we've got time to do all of them. So go on then.
Well, this one is from Amanda Spence.
The first one out of the pot.
Hi, Amanda.
And that was purely random.
Okay, question. My memory may be faulty, I know mine is, but I seem to recall you mentioning workshops in some of your older videos.
Yes.
Have you ever conducted in-person workshops? Would you consider doing them, COVID notwithstanding, of course? And also, what is your favourite art activity? Making journals, journal pages, or mixed media art pieces? Sorry if these are a repeat, but your perspective may have changed. Great visit as always. Hugs to all, Amanda.
Lovely. Okay, so first question. We have mentioned doing workshops in the past. Yes.
Yes, we did.
Have done classes. I also have done art journaling workshops in the past when we had the shop. And then after we had the shop, I did some in the unit that we had as our office. But circumstances meant that we didn't really have the space to do it anymore.
No.
I did travel around doing classes and workshops around the UK and Europe, but not for a while. Would consider doing it again? Yes.
Yes, I did. I also did classes. We used to do a steampunk class once every 2 months, was it, Mike?
Yeah, bi-monthly I think it was.
And we made strange and wonderful machines in the class, and they were very popular.
Yes.
And I really enjoyed doing it. Okay, so what is your favourite art activity, Mike?
Making journals, journal pages, or mixed media art pieces. I like doing all of them. The thing that I try to do is I don't like to do the same thing time and time and time and time again. So what I will try and do is I will make a journal and then maybe a couple of art journal pages and then maybe a tag, maybe some ATCs, maybe some cards. I try and do different things to keep it fresh for not just for me, but also for people watching my videos on YouTube, so they get something different as well. So it's not the same thing time and time and time again. I don't really have a preference. I like doing all of them.
Well, you ask me now.
Oh, what do you like doing, Ian?
Apart from eating.
Apart from eating.
I love making the journals. I love it. I like doing the art journal pages, but I love making the journals. I like the creating, and my mum used to say, the faffing about.
Yes.
The cutting bits of paper and sticking it together. I loved making my own stuff, obviously my steampunk machines, but I love making the journals.
Cool.
Okay, that's Amanda.
Okay, do you want to pop that on the table now?
Yeah.
So that's done. So let's just shuffle up again and then pull another random one out. Do you want me to read this one?
Yes.
Okay, so this one is from Demi Gould.
Hi,
Demi is from the UK. She's from a beautiful part of the world, Cornwall.
Love
one of our favourite places. So, question for all three of you. If you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go and why?
It's a difficult one.
Not for me.
I think if I could go anywhere, would it to live?
It doesn't say. It just says if you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go and why?
I would love to go back to San Diego.
Yes.
I loved San Diego. We went to San Diego 5 years ago.
Something like that.
And it was beautiful. And we went whale watching and it was a stunning place.
We did. We spent a beautiful day on a boat watching the grey whales as they were going south.
I adore Miami South Beach, but I think it would be San Diego.
Cool. Somewhere I've never been, I've always wanted to go see the pyramids or something like that. Somewhere, or Pompeii or Santorini. Somewhere there's lots of nice architecture and there's lots of history.
What did we see the other day on TV? Japan, that looked interesting.
Japan
Joanna
did look really, really, really interesting. But foreign country, foreign language. Yeah, so I'm going to pick the
point
next
a
one.
lot and shout.
That's right, that's what British people do. We point and shout. Okay, so...
Want me to hold the...
Alright, so this one is from Glenda Hoagland.
Hi, Glenda.
Hey. So, I love the simplicity of your work. Do you use a lot of layers?
That's a question for you, really.
I think so. Not always. I think depending on what you're trying to create or the effect you're trying to get, Glenda, it depends on the amount of layers that you're going to put on there. Just recently, I did an art journal page for August's Mission Inspiration, and I threw everything at that page.
Oh, you did? Yeah.
There must have been, at least 10 to 12 different layers on that art journal page. But I've done an art journal page this morning, and there were only 3, I think. Yeah, three or four, and that's it. So I have done art journal pages before where there have just been one single layer, and like I said, I've done art journal pages where I've thrown everything I possibly can find and stuff that I don't own at the page. So it depends on the mood.
For me, if I do the art journal pages, mine are more collage, and I get panicky after a little bit of embossing paste. So I can't go any further than that. It just goes. It's over me. I do too much.
Yes.
Okay, Bentley will pick one. Okay, and this is from Susan K. Hi, Susan. What breed is Mr Bentley?
Mr Bentley is a whippet.
He is a whippet. He's a proper Yorkshire whippet, but he is larger than a standard whippet because both his parents were rabbiters. They worked for a living. They caught rabbits.
Yes, so he's a bit, as far as dogs, a whippet's concerned, he's kind of a hunk, isn't it? Because he's a bit more muscular than most.
However, he's not. We had a house rabbit, as many of you know, Benjamin, and it was his best friend.
Yeah.
So it's the way you bring them up.
It is, absolutely. My turn.
Okay.
What's that? It's a crawly thing there.
Crawly thing, let's kill it. There we are.
No, not kill it, just get rid of it. Karma. Bad karma. Okay, this one is from Tony Hall.
Hi, Tony.
Right, so may I ask how many brothers and sisters you both have, and can you tell us a bit more about your time on TV? Haven't got time. Talk about TV. I'll mention a little bit, but right, brothers and sisters, you're an only child.
I'm an only child, yes.
And you can tell.
I love it.
Yes. I have one other brother who is slightly older than me, 4 years older than me. I have a sister who is 5 years older than me, and I have another sister who is 8 years older than me. So in total, there are 4 of us. So we are a family of 6. So 2 sisters, 1 brother, and I'm the baby.
And I'm part of the family now, so I have the same brothers and sisters.
Yes. Brothers and sisters-in-law.
Yes, in-law.
And can you tell us a bit about your time on TV? Briefly, yes.
It was a blast.
It was. We spent a couple of years selling our own products on one of the TV shopping channels here in the UK. It was predominantly a crafting channel.
Yeah.
And we did that, and we enjoyed it thoroughly, but it became too, I won't say difficult.
No, it became very strenuous because you had to have a new product every month, and it was just like being on a conveyor belt.
It was, and it took all the fun out of it, so we decided to stop.
We enjoyed it. I mean, we did very well. They did very well.
They did. I have since then done some more TV for our friends at Indigo Blue, 2 or 3 shows, but we've decided not to.
And I'm not allowed on TV anymore because I have a loud mouth.
Have you pulled another one of those out?
I have. This is from Lisa Deal. Hi Lisa. Question, are you both more happy in the new house? You've been in it just over a year, I believe. We have, Lisa, and we love it here.
Yes, we do. We love the location. We love the house. The house is... we were supposed to be downsizing, but we ended up moving into a bigger house.
For a lot less money.
For a lot less money, yeah.
Mr Bentley
we got more for our money. We love the location, love the fact that we're only 20 minutes door to door from mum and dad.
And that's on a busy day.
That's on a busy day, yeah. So it's a brand new development. We were the last to move in out of 90 odd houses, and we're just enjoying doing the garden, getting it how we want to for the time being, and just slowly easing into the house. So yes, we are definitely enjoying it.
Mr Bentley loves it here because he's literally only, I would say, 3 minutes from the park?
Yes.
At the end, the big Miners Park, Miners Recreation Park, and we can go in the fields. He's loving it.
Yes, and we do have, the garden is actually a lot smaller than our old garden, but the amount of space that Mr Bentley's got to run around and play in is actually a lot bigger.
Because we had layers in our garden before and it was just too much.
The garden in the old house was divided up into 4 different sections, and we never used to let him run through all of it. So he only had the top part of the garden. This part of the garden is a lot bigger.
And he loves it.
So yes, we are. We're thoroughly enjoying living in the new house. Thank you very much. And this one is from Elizabeth Driver.
Hi, Elizabeth.
Mr B's collar seems very wide. Is it wide for a reason or just a fashion statement? Is he a rescue doggy?
Right, 2 questions there. Number 1, it is a wider collar, and the reason whippets have a wider... I'll just take it off him and I'll show you.
Yep.
The reason whippets have a wider collar is because they have very thin, muscly necks. And if you have a very thin collar, you can snap the muscles in the neck or give him a serious neck injury if he happens to run or jolt or you pull him. So he has a wide collar
For support.
for support.
Like a neck brace.
Yes.
But not quite as tight.
No, it's all, yeah. When you see most hounds, most sight hounds like whippets, greyhounds, Italian greyhounds, they all wear wider collars.
Yes.
And no, he's not a doggy.
He's not a rescue doggy. No, we actually we adopted Mr Bentley from his mummy.
Yes.
And we actually went to see him. Was it 2 days after he was born?
And he looked like a little baby guinea pig.
If I can find a photograph, I'll put one up on the screen now, just quickly.
Yeah, I've got one. Beautiful.
So we've had him. Well, we've since he was born. So no, he was not a rescue. We went to find him. He was definitely planned for.
Yes. He was actually supposed to be originally an English Bull Terrier.
Well, when we originally talked about getting a doggy, we were going to get an English Bull Terrier.
Yeah.
But when we saw Mr Bentley,
We fell in love.
yes, absolutely.
And who can blame us? Okay. Next one. Irene Potter. Hi Irene. How did you decide on the name to call Mr Bentley, and do you ever shorten the name off camera?
Well, as the last person, who was that? That's just said that one. What was it? Have you got it, or you put it back in the pot?
Oh, it's here. That one. That was... oh, no, that's a different one.
You're not supposed to be taking them
I'm
out.
sorry.
You're rubbish, you are.
get confused.
Yes, we do shorten Mr Bentley's name to Mr B.
Or Bobble Bombs.
He's got lots of different names which he responds to, but Mr B, we call him Mr B.
Okay.
And I refer to him as Mr B.
The
as
story of how he came by his name.
Yes.
Can I tell the story?
You can tell the story as long as you don't over-embellish it.
Okay. When we used to do the shows, the retail shows, we used to get pound coins. And we used to call them, they were £2 coins.
£2 coins.
£2 coins. In the UK we have £2 coins. And we called them Bentley tokens because we knew we wanted to buy a dog. So we called it Bentley. I originally wanted to buy a Bentley motor car, but I realised I couldn't possibly afford one.
We used to save all the £2 coins. We called them Bentley tokens for a laugh to say we were saving up for
buy a Bentley motor car.
Bentley motor car. But
We had enough for a wing mirror.
yes, but instead we decided.
That Mr Bentley would be...
So we actually started talking about Mr Bentley
Yeah.
2 years before we actually got him. So he's actually been with us
2 years longer.
2 years longer. Then as soon as we found him, we already knew what he was called.
Yeah, Mr Bentley.
That was it. So it just eased into our life. So even though, like I said, he's not been with us a huge amount of time,
He's 6.
That's another question, I think.
What is it? All right.
Yeah, but we've been talking about him and we already had his name at least 2 years before we actually got him.
Yeah.
So, like I said, he was definitely planned for. Okay, seeing as you already pulled that one out.
Sorry. Okay, Lorraine Wilson. Hi, Lorraine. What do you do with the artwork? That you aren't happy with? Do you chuck it in, or incorporate it into another piece?
Right. So, what do you do with the artwork that you aren't happy with? Do you chuck it or incorporate it into other pieces?
Not that you would have as many bloopers as I do.
I don't think that there are some art journal pages that I'm not happy with, and I tend to leave them. I'll work them until I don't like them, and then I'll stop. I may go back to them later and add stuff or paint over, but I don't tend to incorporate them into other pages. I may paint over and start again, but once I've thought to myself, no, this isn't working, I'll either do something there and then to make it work, or I'll just stop. I won't carry on with one, I'll just leave it. And then, because I normally work in journals, I don't just tear it out and then throw it away. I'll leave it and then maybe go back and work on it later. Doesn't happen very often.
No, it doesn't.
No, because I tend to work until I'm happy with them. It's very, very seldom I stop a page and think, that's it, step away from it, take a break and go back to it later.
I have a slightly different approach. If it goes wrong.
Yeah.
I smash it.
Yeah.
It's awful, I shouldn't. If it goes wrong, if it's making a journal and it goes wrong, I rip the journal up and throw it across the room, use lots of foul language. But if in my workshop something goes wrong, or I cut myself, or it goes... There's a big loud smash and a bang and I'll smash it into pieces.
He loses his temper.
It's awful.
And he takes it out on the project.
Yeah.
Okay. Only child. My turn. Right. Let's just give him another shake up. So the next one, drum roll please. And this is from Kathy Patterson. Haha, told you there was one of those. How old is Mr Bentley? He will be 6 in October this year. So October, is it the 18th or the 13th? 18th.
18th of
October
October.
the 18th.
He'll be 6.
He'll be 6. But
We saw him when his eyes opened.
yes.
He kissed me, it was lovely.
Okay. You'll go.
Okay. This is from Julianne Torrens.
There's more than one question there.
Yes, it is. Number 1, are you still designing for Indigo Blue, Mike?
Yes and no.
Fine.
It's done on an ad hoc basis. They normally ring us and say, we need some stamp designs or we need some designs. Can you submit something? We'll send it to them. If they like it, they take it. If they don't like it, they don't. Simple as that. But yes and no is the answer to that one.
Number 2, are there any art suppliers that if you, Mike or Ian run out of, you will dash out and get some? For me it's gel, matte medium or white gesso. For me it's copper paint. If I run out of copper paint I have to go and get some, I just can't do without it.
Yeah, and for me it's clear gesso, I think.
And number 3, have either of you to consider designing and selling sticker sets or paper packs? Your taste is impeccable, thank you.
Yes, we have done in the past. We've sold paper packs in the past.
We have.
And we've also sold die cut embellishments as well, but not since we closed the craft company, because having paper packs printed is very, very expensive unless you're having them done in China.
Yeah, which we never did.
And we don't want that.
We always bought British.
Yes, they're always done here in Britain.
Yes, they were.
Okay, so Digi-downloads is the way to go.
It is.
Candy Parent.
Candy, hi.
Hi, Candy. Right, so have you ever had any pets before Mr Bentley, and what gave Ian the idea of making journals? His work is impeccable. Thank you both. So, first question, have you ever had any pets before Mr Bentley? Can I answer that one?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Before Mr Bentley, there was Max. Max was a Whippet German Shepherd Doberman cross. He looked like Mr Bentley, but he was black and tan.
Scooby-Doo.
Yes. He had big floppy ears and all the rest of it. Unfortunately, Mr Maxey passed away a couple of years before we got Mr Bentley, of old age.
Bless him.
Bless him. He developed dementia, and and passed away. But he was like, what, 16?
He was 16. He was a beautiful dog.
Yeah, he was 16 years old. Then, of course, we had Mr Benjamin Bunny.
Benjamin.
Yes, Mr Benjamin Bunny. We had from a little baby, Mr Bentley's best friend, and again, Mr Benjamin sadly passed away of old age.
Yeah.
At the ripe old age of, what was he, 6.5?
7.
Nearly?
Yeah. Yeah. 6.5, 7.5, which
Yeah.
is old for a bunny.
Yeah, for a house bunny.
Bentley was heartbroken.
It was. So we had Mr Benjamin Bunny before we had Bentley. So when we introduced Mr Bentley into the house, Benjamin was already there, which is why Bentley was so at ease with the rabbit, because he'd always been there. So yes, so there you go. What gave Ian the idea of making journals? Easy answer to that, me. Because of the lockdown, and because all the shows that Ian used to go to, all his retail shows that he used to go to all over the country, they'd all been cancelled. So Ian pretty much didn't have as much income coming in. So I suggested that he put his talents to use to create some journals, which is exactly what he did. And
I love it.
the rest is history.
I love making them.
Yes, he natural talent, duck to water.
Thank you.
And you seem to love them too. And there is a question which is in here somewhere, or one of the questions: will he continue after lockdown is finished?
Well, you have to wait until I pick the paper out then. Let's have a look. This is from Wendy Kirby. Hi, Wendy. Do either of you have any hobbies which are not crafty? I don't have time.
Watching TV.
Gardening.
Yeah,
We like gardening, don't we?
we do like gardening. We like antiquing. We like old stuff. Obviously.
No answer to that, really.
Yeah, we like car boot sales. We like yard sales.
We like looking. We love
Antique
to
stores.
browse through bric-a-brac and
Yeah.
stuff.
But I do have guilty pleasures, TV wise. I do sit and I like to binge watch certain TV shows.
And I love a good murder mystery.
I mind it.
It has to be period murder mystery. Hello, Bentley. Okay, Mike.
Next question. What are we on? 22 minutes.
Yeah, we're doing well.
We are doing well. We're flying through these at a great pace. Okay, question. California Kate. Hi, Kate. What is your favourite kind or brand of tea? I really like Yorkshire Gold myself, but sometimes I like to get the exotic, expensive ones. Right, there's 3 questions here.
Okay, that's number 1.
Yeah. So first one then. So what is your favourite brand of tea?
I have Twinings raspberry fruit tea in the morning.
It's strawberry and raspberry.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Well, I have that in the morning. That's the only tea I drink. I don't drink milk. I don't like milk.
Yeah.
It makes me feel sick.
Yeah. I'm not much of a tea drinker, Kate. If I do drink tea, I have Earl Grey. But I'm not really bothered about brand. Cheapest, probably.
Cheap date, this one.
I'm a coffee drinker, more than a tea drinker. So, question number 2. Have you done a video of your garden decorations? Not specifically. I have done segments of the vlog where I've gone around the garden showing various plants and that kind. I think I've shown Pubert the gargoyle.
Gargoyle we've had in New Year's, yeah.
Yeah. But not specifically. But if you want me to, I will do a longer section on the garden now that we've got more plants in today, because Ian's been in the garden today putting more plants in. I will do, yes. And the next one, is your mum creative? Your mum is amusing. I would love to spend a day with her.
Welcome, I'll post her.
Yeah, we'll post it to you. Is mum creative? Wow, there's a question and a half.
Very.
I come from a very crafty household. Dad is a woodworker. He carves. He does leather work. He creates all sorts of stuff. But he can also use the sewing machine.
He knits.
He can knit and does all kinds of other stuff. Mum sews, knits, crafts as well, paper crafts as well, and pretty much does quite a lot of stuff. I was always encouraged as a child to do art and craft, and it stuck.
My parents are no longer with us, but my mum taught me to colour from a very early age, and be about 3.5 with pencils and colouring books. I love doing that. She was a stay-at-home mom. She was very, very proud of her house. She gardened. She loved gardening. And my dad was incredibly clever.
Your dad was an electrician.
by trade.
But
He built model doll's house furniture. He built proper steam trains that actually used to pull you along, fire up and pull you along. He used to build all sorts of wood stuff. He was very, very clever.
yeah, he used to build proper
marketing.
steam-driven machines that had pistons and all that kind of.
That's where I get it from, I think.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm sure you do. Do you want to pull the next one?
Thank you. Okay. This one is from Gaga Toots.
I love it. Gaga Toots.
How did we meet?
Yeah, I was wondering how you and Ian met. And I love your new haircut. I think it's very smart and suits you and did a good job. He did.
I was terrified.
Yes, he did do a good job on my hair. How did we meet? We met through mutual friends. I was in a pub, with some friends of mine, and Ian came in with some friends of his, and our friends were friends with each other, and we were introduced that way. However, the first time we met, we didn't really talk.
I ignored you.
Pretty much. And then it was 3 months later when we met again, by the same group of friends, gathering in the same place again. That's when we got talking.
I love a redhead. He was red once.
And that's when we, pretty much.
How many years ago? 21?
We've been together 21 years now. Yeah. Our anniversary is around about Easter.
It floats, as Easter Monday floats.
It's bank holiday. Easter Monday is a bank holiday, a national holiday here in the UK, but it happens on a different Monday every year. If I went back to 1999 when we actually met, I would be able to find out the exact date.
I'd have made an excuse and left.
So
time travel.
Absolutely. Okay, next question. Paul Hammer.
Hi, Paul.
Paul, hi. Have you ever been to the US? If so, where? If not, would you like to, and where? As we said, yes, we have been to the US. We have been together
to New York.
We've been to New York, San Francisco, LA, Las Vegas,
Miami, South Beach,
Fort Lauderdale, San Diego, and Las Vegas together.
We have.
And did I say San Francisco?
Yeah.
Yeah, San Francisco. And I actually lived in San Francisco in the early 90s for about a year doing work. So, yes.
Yes.
Would we like to go back?
Yes, we very much would.
Of course we would. But not until
the
Trump tard's gone.
Trump tard, yeah.
Yeah, so not until next year.
Yeah. Okay.
Because, trust me, he'll be gone by November.
Edna Morgan. Hi, Edna. You are both intelligent men. Oh, you know so little. So I'm asking you what your background is education-wise. Did you go to college or university? You can start.
Did we go to college or university? Yes to both. Is the answer to that. You studied graphic design or art and design, didn't you?
I studied art and design and graphic design at the University of Leeds, and then I entered the world of work.
Yes. I didn't go to university or college after school. I went straight from school to work at the age of 16. So I left school and went straight to work at 16. But I went back to school as an adult and went to Huddersfield University, and I got my teaching qualification at Huddersfield University, and I also got a qualification that makes me a specialist in literacy. So I'm a literacy specialist.
This man's very clever.
And I know sometimes when I'm typing my comments and when I'm typing my blog posts, I go too fast and I don't proofread. But I am a trained, qualified literacy specialist. No qualifications whatsoever in any art, craft or design.
He just has a natural aptitude.
As they say.
Okay, nearly done.
For the first batch.
Claudine Beddoes. Hi, Claudine. Question. Hi, Mike. I'm curious to know the process or program you use to design your stencils. And for Ian, how do you design all the beautiful paper resources you use in your Steampunk Tuesday projects? Do you use a graphic design package?
Okay, do you want to go first on that one?
Yeah, okay. With my background being graphic design, we run the most top-notch programs for graphic design. I use one called Quark Express and Illustrator.
Adobe Illustrator.
Adobe Illustrator and Quark Express, which is it's not Adobe's Quark, is it? No, it's not.
No.
I use those two projects to design everything, and Illustrator and Photoshop as well.
Yeah.
It just comes from many years of working in the business. That's what I'm used to, and that's what I use.
Excellent. So Quark Express, which is a desktop publishing program.
The Quark Express, you do newspapers and very glossy magazines with it. If you read Vogue, it'll have been set in Quark Express.
Yeah. And also you use Adobe Illustrator for other stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. For me, for my stencils, I use Adobe Illustrator. We pay for the Adobe Creative Cloud Suite, which is overpriced for what it is, and because it's cloud-based,
it's quite slow.
Depending on your internet connection. So if your internet connection is rubbish, then your program's going to be rubbish. If I had the choice, I would use something else.
I love Quark Express. I've been using it since 1985.
Yeah. I know there are other programs out there that are cheaper for vector design.
Yeah.
But it's relearning them. I haven't really got time to sit and relearn.
No.
It's bad enough trying to relearn a piece of video editing software, which is what I'm doing at the moment.
It takes me ages to learn anything.
Yes, I'm trying to relearn some video editing software.
Okay. This is the penultimate one. Sherry Secrece.
Sherry, yes, Secrece.
Hi Sherry. Oh, what a lot of wonderful questions. I would love to know which wizardry house you have an affinity for, and what are Ian's and Mr Bentley's. Loved your mum's garden, and Ian did a good job on the haircut. Thank you, I did my best with the hair. Right, wizarding wise, we are all three of us.
We have been sorted.
We have.
Yes, we have been sorted. And all three of us, believe it or not, are the same house. We were all sorted into Hufflepuff.
Yes, we were. Hufflepuff.
Yes, we were all sorted. It was really strange.
It was.
We went through the sorting process. We answered all the questions.
Our friend Helen made us get sorted.
And we were all sorted into Hufflepuff.
That's before we went to the Harry Potter experience at the studios. Wonderful day out.
Which I quite like because Newt Scamander was a Hufflepuff.
Was.
Yes. So last question then.
Okay.
So that's not bad. It's only a half an hour. It's not really taken that long. So this one is from... Did you read the person's name? We didn't.
Yeah.
So Pamela Wiley or Weil. Q. Where do you live in the UK? My great-grandfather is from Yorkshire. He came to Nova Scotia in 1889. And I love watching your vlog video of the scenery and of the houses. Well, Pamela, you probably love it because you have a secret hereditary affinity for the area that all the videos are shot in.
We live in Yorkshire.
Because we do live in Yorkshire.
God's own country.
Yes. Originally, I was born in East Yorkshire. And you were born
I was born in North Yorkshire. I was born in Harrogate. Mm-hmm. Of the fame of when Agatha Christie disappeared, you went to the Swan Hotel in Harrogate.
Yes. And then I moved to Leeds, which is in West Yorkshire, which is where we met. And that's where we lived up until the end of May last year. And then we moved to South Yorkshire. So we've done all 4 counties.
And your sisters, both sisters live in East Yorkshire.
Both live in Hull.
Hull, East Yorkshire.
On the east coast, where the Humber Bridge is. So yes, so we are Yorkshiremen.
We live just near Sheffield.
Yes, so Yorkshiremen with a whippet.
A proper Yorkshire.
Could we? And I have got a flat cap as well. So I don't think we could get any more stereotypically Yorkshire than what we do. You're going to lift him up so he can actually be seen, because I don't think they realise that he's here actually. Look, oh, he's been asleep. He's been asleep.
He has been asleep.
Poor
He's
baby.
been having a little... Oh, look, Daddy.
Little monkey.
Oh, back to sleep.
Right, so, yeah, it's been about 35 minutes now, so I think that's long enough.
I think it is. Thank you very much for the
For
questions.
part 1, there are lots more questions, yes. So thank you to everybody who has submitted questions. There will be a second part coming, but just not today.
And I know one of you, or at least one of you, is going to ask, what is this? It's just a T-shirt with an octopus on it.
The same octopus I used in July's Art Journal page.
It is.
Reuse, recycle.
Why not?
That's it. So I hope you've enjoyed that Q&A session with us. If you have, please remember to give it a thumbs up, share the video with your friend, and if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel already, you can do so by clicking the button at the end of the video. That's all from us for now.
It is.
Mr.
I'll bet it's gone back to sleep.
We'll see you all again very, very soon.
Bye for now.
Tickly tummy. Tickly tummy. I'd like to say a huge thank you to all of my angels, because without you, these videos would not be possible. Thank you.